Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Cathy, and today we are starting on our challenge quilt, the I See Stars quilting. And what we are going to be doing is, of course, the fabric line is Brave by Anna Maria Horne. I have chosen the Fat Quarter Whirlwind quilt by SewCanShe. This is a free pattern online. If you do the PDF to print out, it is $3. I figure why not support our fellow crafters, seamstresses and things. You will see the pattern right here that I am going to be doing. I will say it, I'm going to read off what it says, and I'm going to show you what I have. You will need 10 fat quarters, 1 yard of background fabric, half a yard of binding, 4.5 yards of 44-inch wide fabric for the back, batting, and the template. Okay, the template is here on the back. I have already cut out all of my fabric, so that means I'm going to my second page. And I'll read it off to you. We're cutting the fat quarters into strips that are 4 3/8 tall. And once you cut those, you cut 30 background fabric squares. And then you cut those corner to corner and make the triangles. So let me show you here. Here are my 10 fat quarters. I don't know if you can see that with my machine right here. Let me push it back a wee bit. Okay. Get that out of the way too. Here are, I still don't think you can see this, but maybe you can. Here are my 10 fat quarters already cut up. Here's my yard of background in triangles. So that is ready. I'm ready to start sewing. Now I am going to show you my process when I do start sewing. First thing I do is my bobbin here. I open it up, I dust it out, clean it out. I make sure I have enough bobbin. I've dusted under my machine real good. I've made sure there's no fabric dusties in there. So I've got my needle positioned. It's all ready to go. So I'm ready to start sewing actually. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to get into it. So let's look at our thing. So making the whirlwind block. Each block is made from 4 larger triangles. Made from the 4 larger triangles made from the triangles and strips that you just cut. To make the basic shapes for each block, you will sew a white triangle, which is your backing, which we will grab that, onto a fat quarter shape. This is our fat quarter shape. And it says to do this, align the square end of the fat quarter. I'm going to lay this over to the side and get my first fabric here, but I will be reading that to you. And I will pull some of my background here. Okay, so it says made from 4 larger triangles. So let's go on and just get 4 triangles. We're going to go on and get 4 triangles. That's all we need. Oh, that piece there had a little snippet in it. I may have to cut another piece of that. But we will see if we can get by it. Okay, you will sew a white triangle. Now I'm sure this is sides down, right sides together. It says align the square end of the fat quarter piece with one of the short sides of the background triangles. So okay, this is the square end, and we are going to align it with our triangle piece. Now my triangle piece comes a little bit further past that, but I'm going to say that's okay. Okay, so it says the long side will cross over the fat quarter shape. We're going to turn that and lay that right there because we may still need that page. Sew across the top edge as shown in the picture. So this is the top edge right here. And I am assuming everything is done on a 1/4 inch. Let me just make sure there was no other instructions in here. No, it does not say, but my general rule that I have noticed in quilting is that everything is a 1/4 inch unless stated otherwise. So we are putting the fabric under. We're dropping our needle. We're verifying that edge is even, and then we are just going to start sewing. Uh-oh. I just had some thread pop. What happened to my thread? This is real life, y'all. This is what happens. So I am guessing something came unthreaded. I'm guessing my needle came unthreaded, but so I have to pull that out. Let me check and see what has happened here. That's my bobbin. My bobbin is good. Let me find my thread up here. It is obviously not good. Okay. So I am re-threading my machine here. I will end up having to trim off some of this. Oops. I pulled it too hard. Okay, well, I'm back. Sorry, my mic was not on. I must have bumped it. But see, we got that first one done there, and y'all, this is as raw as it gets. This is real life. This is what happens. Okay, so we have that done across the top, and I'm just going to forewarn you, I do have a kitty cat running around. He may decide to get on the back of the sewing machine. I caught him up there yesterday, and he knows I don't like him up there. So let's see. It says when you press the white triangle back, you have the larger triangle needed for making the larger quilt block. Okay. So I'm guessing when I press this back, okay, yeah, I have a larger triangle there. Now you will sew these into larger triangles and then sew them into the final square. Okay, so that means I need to do 4 of these. So we have our first one done, and I will press them all at the same time. Okay, so here we are. We're going to do our second one. I'm going to go on and do a whole block with you. And what I'm doing is I'm lining that corner up and this top up. Okay. And I'm making sure that that is all. And I'd like to welcome everyone. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you like what you see. I'm mainly going to be doing sewing today. I do have some sewing content. Sewing, cooking, and I even have a seed haul content out there. I'm trying to decide what to do in my fall garden. And I believe I have come to the conclusion that I am going to be doing a flower garden for the fall. Just trying to put nutrients back in my garden beds, and trying to entice the pollinators to come to my house, because I do still have some okra in my garden. And I know last year I grew okra. That was about the only thing I was able to grow last year. So I'm guessing okra is pretty hardy, that it'll grow in just about any condition. But I love eating okra. So right now, this year I did grow Blue Lake bush, and I had some watermelons and some cantaloupes that really did not, well, they did, but the raccoon, they did make, I got 3 watermelons and about 4 or 5 cantaloupes, but the raccoons got all of them before I got to them. So now I did pull some watermelons off. I don't know how good they were. I was going to cut one up the other night and just never did. So I need to cut that up actually today, because today's kind of pressing it. It may be bad if I don't. But I had to get them out of the bed because it's 100-degree temps outside, and it's going to be 100-degree all next week. And I just needed to go on and get those out, because when it gets hot like that, the bugs and all really get bad, I guess. That's what I've heard, but I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take these blocks and I'm going to press them open. So we'll be right back after they're pressed. Okay, and we are all pressed out. Now, I pressed my seams open. I didn't press them to one side or the other. I pressed them open because this pattern I do not have any instructions on how to press these seams. So now what it looks like I am going to do, it looks like they just went on and sewed all of them at one time, but I do want to go on and put a block together so you can see, and then I can start doing that. Okay, so it shows taking, I'm going to put these back over here. It shows taking this block, this unit, and turning it this way, and then this unit, turning it this way, and then when we flip it together, I don't know if you can see everything that I'm doing here. I may need to turn you a bit. When you flip it like this, it says sew along the bottom edge of the triangle. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom edge. Let me make sure I have everything kind of matching up here, because if they're not, we've got a problem. I drop that needle, Yeah, now these are kind of different sizes. I'm going to do 2 back stitches in that, maybe 3. I always drop my needle a little further in and then back stitch to the back. I figure them extra stitches aren't going to hurt anything. So I am going to sew on this bottom edge. Making sure everything is staying. Staying even there. Okay, so I'm going to open that up so you can see that. I think that white, now this is a different background than what I thought I was going to use. This is a creamy color, and it does kind of have some metallic looking leaves in there, but you can see roses and leaves, and I thought that was perfect. You know, it was fitting because it is flowers in it. Okay, so I'm going to my next instruction here. And it does say that these can be chain stitched together, which I'm doing one at a time. So, okay, so I need to do the next piece the same way. We do one this direction and one this direction. So let's go on and we're going to stitch across the bottom there. And oh, I tell you, I'm sitting here noticing this. My hands are so dry today. Everything's dry today. The outside is dry, the air is dry, and if you'll notice, I may have to pause every now and then and drink some water. They have been cutting the corn here, and oh my goodness, I'm obviously allergic to the corn dust because I am suffering with a bad earache today, and I know it's because of the corn dust, because when we have the corn dust, I have all kinds of drainage and stuff going on, and whew, it is torture. But I'm just drinking a lot of water and using my nasal spray right now. I'm hoping it goes away though, because I got to go see my grandbaby in Kentucky. She's not here yet, but hopefully pretty soon. We do know she'll be here by the end of the month. That is one thing we know for sure. So I'm going to press this and then we'll come back. We are back from ironing, so I want to show this to you. I should pull out my project board, but it is under some other stuff over here. Let me grab it, see if I can grab it. It is under another quilt I have going on over here. From the Quilting Bee Virtual Shop Hop. I have a quilt going on from that. Okay, when I put these together, this is what I'm looking at. I hope you can see that. So now what I'm going to do is fold these two over, and I pressed all of that out, you know, opened it. I didn't press it to one way or the other. So now I'm going to fold these over and sew these corner to corner, and I am going to be making sure that my seams here are matching, because if they don't match, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to look right. So let me get my pins. Got my little pins here. Okay, I've got that seam pinned right there. So once I get that seam pinned, I just have to work my way to the end and make sure everything is even there. Just slide it under the, let's make sure that's even, because that is something we do not want. We want it all even. And I'm going to pin in more than one place because I've got a couple seams here, and I just want to make sure those, but this one is not joining another seam, it's just another seam. Okay, so let me get my threads out of the way. Make sure I am where I need to be. And got my fabric under my foot, making sure I'm coming down. Making sure my fabric is positioned correctly. So now we are going to sew this. Okay, and when I get to this seam, it's got that, of course, since I opened them, it's going to have one going up and one going down. And I can take that pin out right there. Okay. Now I'm not taking that pin out yet because I don't think I've gone over that seam yet. And I know a lot of people are probably freaking out because I'm going over that pin. I did not go over the pin. Because if I did, I would probably be freaking out myself because well, you know, for one, it'll break your needle. And we don't want to be breaking needles today. Now what I'm doing here is making sure, which if I can catch that corner there, I'm making sure all my edges are good. Now this is kind of getting away a little bit off that edge. Now being that these were templates, and I'm telling you, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I don't like templates. I don't do real good with paper templates because I tend to shave the ends of them off when I cut. I don't do real good with paper templates. Okay, so we have that sewn together. Let me press it and we'll see what that center looks like. Okay, I'm finished. I have this pressed open. So let's look at that center. I think it came together pretty good. It looks like it's perfect actually. Well, I'm never gonna, no, I shouldn't say perfect because nothing is ever perfect, but it looks like it's correct. So I need to trim my little tails right here off. But I'm just going around to see what I need to trim. Now I need to look to see what this block is supposed to be. It says square the blocks to 11.5 inches before assembly. So I'll do that. I'm not going to square it right now. But y'all, this is my first block for the Icy Stars Quilting Brave Challenge. Look at that. I'm glad I went with this color because I think that stands out beautifully. I was gonna sit here and chain stitch with you on here with me, but I don't think that's necessary. I think you see this. I will bring you back periodically to see the progress, and you know, maybe when I'm making another block, but this is my first block. So I would like to thank you for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more, please subscribe and click on that notification bell, as that will help my channel grow. I do respond to all my comments personally, so feel free to leave me a comment. I'd like to get to know people that are watching my videos. As always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.